All right. Yo.
Yo.
My name is Richard Talon Jamaican Bacon. And we got one good pilot, Mr. Mark Attack.
Yeah,
How you doing?
depends on the day. Doing good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Get a little start off there, but welcome to the Captain's Law Podcast. Everything aviation and more. You know, got some good topics today. How's work today, man? Did you fly today?
Dude, I know you're not one to complain to, but I'm pretty exhausted. I've flown the last couple of nights and then going to my other job in the morning. So, uh, yeah, I had to go get night current. What was that? Oh, my days are blurred together too now on Tuesday. And then I had a night flight for the first time with my student last night. And then we'll be doing our night cross country tomorrow. So I'm not looking forward to that. I just want to sleep.
Night cross country in an Archer, or
Archery.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice last night though. It was nice and smooth. And actually he surprised me with his landings. He didn't bounce them, which most
Oh,
people
okay.
do on their night landings.
Yeah.
So it all went well. But yeah, it's hard to work all day and then fly all night.
It's funny because you as you when you were a student, you want to go up and fly and fly and fly. You become an instructor and you're like, I'll do this damn night cross country, man.
Dude,
You know?
half the
Yeah.
time I don't want to go fly.
Yeah, dude. You're like, oh
Don't
god,
want to do it.
dude. I mean, I remember when I was back at what's the name of that flight school again? Transpac Aviation Academy in Seminole. Do those long ass cross country, dude. And I'm sitting there like, oh my god, this is freaking annoying. You know,
It's brutal.
yeah, there's a night and just dragging along, following the 10, going to freaking Riverside, California. You know, it was yeah, it was brutal, but well, cool.
Yeah, it is what it is. I
Yeah,
mean, there's definitely worse things to be doing.
yeah. And the industry is turning right now. I mean, it's churning. The pendulum. I don't know what the pendulum. I have no idea where the pendulum is at right now. Like it's, we got Southwest cutting their executives. Um, you got all these. You heard what's going on with Mesa Airline? Do you see that? You probably saw that. You pay attention.
Yeah, they're merging over with Republic Airways.
What's your thought on that?
Uh, well, it's interesting. They're supposed to become the biggest regional airline in the world at this point.
Uh,
So,
let's let's see here because I'm gonna share this real quick. Mesa, man, that company, that's amazing. Let's see here.
the airline that won't die.
They just figured this stuff out, man. This is on your website. Press release. Republic Airways and Mesa Air Group to combine, creating America's regional airline of choice.
Well, when you eliminate choice, you're gonna be the choice, I suppose.
Yeah, well,
Not that you get to choose, anyways.
that's the thing. If you the regional is starting to become, it's starting to look like the um. Oh, what are you looking at? Oh yeah, the regional is starting to look like the majors, man. Based on how things are rolling. Hold on here. Because, for example, you had all these. You had, let's see, what are some of the list of airlines that regional airlines that are out there? So we have SkyWest still, um, Republic Airways, obviously, Envoy, PSA, Mesa, um, you know,
Piedmont,
yeah, Piedmont, yeah,
Commuter Air,
Piedmont. Who?
Commute Air,
Community Air. Okay.
GoJet.
GoJet still around?
GoJet's still around. GoJet and Commute Air basically just do, I think, just United. Endeavor, they do Delta. Uh, and there's Air Wisconsin, but they're going to the wayside at this point.
Air Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah, they're done. So, I think that's pretty much all. Well, we might be missing a few little ones, but
So let's see. So it's saying that, let's see. Republic Airways has been a leading regional airline since its inception, 1974. So they fly a bunch of 175, just like Mesa. Let's go to their website real quick and see what they really do. Let's see here. Republic. 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 There we go. Okay. So elevate your opportunity today. All right. Let's see. So 175. Who they fly for? They fly for American pilots.
yeah,
Yep. So they fly for our partners, Republic, America. So they fly for all. Okay, they fly for all three. Okay, got you. See, Mesa was like, we lost our American contract. We need to find a way to get it back.
yeah,
That's basically what they did. Let's see what the if we go to Airline Pilot Central and see what like the minimums. We got Mesa here. Let's see what they're doing with that because it's gonna be. I think Republic is gonna be the holder, like the majority shareholder.
yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
So it'll remain Republic.
yeah. Let's see here. Republic Airways. So all right.
What I'm curious about is Mesa. Just over the last couple of years, had launched their new I'll call it the cadet program, but they have that program, the Mesa Development Program,
Mm-hmm.
where you can buy block times. They own a bunch of these light sport pipe stroll aircraft, and you can, if you get into the Mesa Development Program, then you buy these huge blocks of time, and I believe in some cases they would actually fund that for you to be paid back when you go into a career with Mesa. So I'm wondering how that program is going to transition with the merger.
Because you're planning to go to Mesa, right? You're still wanting to do that? You
As
considering
an
that? Yeah. Okay.
dude, as an option, sure. I mean, I'm not going
Yeah.
to rule out anything. I'm not going to be one of those people that sit
Mhm.
back and poo-poo every airline out there when
Yeah.
everyone knows damn well that you'll go to the first one that calls your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Well, you're probably gonna be looking at Republic. So that's basically if we go to their requirements here. So they got 2,000 pilots, 2,000 active, zero furlough. That's good. They got 62 170s, 152, 175. That's a lot of planes, bro. Oh, they got bases. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all like East Coast bases.
Yeah.
In the Midwest is.
No, they'll have West now.
Oh yeah, that's a
Well,
good point. That's true. Because Mesa have Phoenix. I gotta look what Mesa has. Second area. So they're hiring. So they're still hiring. They need 1,500 total time. Fixed wing. 1,000 total time. Oh, this is the ATP stuff. 25 multi-engine. Wow, they're actually from multi-engine. So they're actually going back to this stuff. So the pendulum is starting to go into the opposite direction now, where they can actually start being a little more strict, which
I think
means
it's I think it's been 25 for a while though.
oh
25's
really,
been pretty much the minimum, yeah. Which you get just by getting your multi-engine cert, right? Or your rating.
yeah.
So that wasn't very hard. But I think to be competitive, you need more than 25. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, aviation pipeline program. Yeah. So pay. My bad, but yeah. So I mean nowadays. I would. What's your thoughts on Envoy? Seem like Envoy, that company's freaking. is growing too.
I haven't really been following Envoy that much, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
I've heard
Was it?
rumors that the pilots that get hired there just don't fly a whole lot.
Oh, really?
But that's just hearsay. I don't know if that's true or not. I usually only try to talk about the things that I'm confident are true.
Yeah.
But an Envoy, I believe, is probably one of the harder ones to get onto.
Envoys.
Is what it looks like. But again, I don't know that to be a fact.
Mm, got you. So I don't think so. That's not the merger is more of just like a business transaction. It really has nothing to do with the industry. I don't think between those two companies. Um, I do think Republic has been a good company. So it's a more. I think it's a more. I'm just gonna say it, a more stand-up company than Mesa. So it's definitely gonna benefit Mesa for the long run.
Yeah,
Um,
people have been complaining pretty hard about Mesa
yeah,
over there.
yeah, definitely. I'm curious how they're gonna merge that seniority. So, so I'm interested on Mesa's. That's gonna go away, obviously. But if you go to Airline Power Central and look up Mesa, it seems like they're offering all this stuff. I'm not sure if it's still correct or not. It might be incorrect. We're still offering like freaking 40K bonus and 110K sign on bonus paid for completion training, all this stuff. Active. They said nobody's furloughed. They have 60. They have Houston, Phoenix, DFW, Cincinnati, Dulles, and SDF. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, the regional lives, man. Anyways, so yeah.
Okay, SDF is Louisville
Oh, okay, got you.
or Louisville.
So, let's see. Most popular airlines, like regional airlines out there today. I mean, you still, if you're, a student pilot, you're still gonna start looking at this stuff, right? And make sure you can pick the right ones. So we still have SkyWest out there. I mean,
Yeah.
what are they doing? Um, United Express, Delta Connection, American Eagle, Alaska. One of the largest regional fleets in North America. Salt Lake City, Denver, Phoenix, and Chicago. That's it, or etc. Okay.
Okay.
Where would they fly? CRJs? Do you want to go? Do you want to go fly CRJs in your? Do you really
I,
want to go do that?
I try not to fly a CRJ.
Yeah.
Why
Believe
work
me.
hard when you can work smart?
Yeah.
I I was bred by the Lord to be a button pusher.
Yeah. You don't want to be flying a CRJ, and I think they need to upgrade your shit. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here.
You
And you
know,
know what? I see. Hmm?
a lot of those airlines still fly ERJs.
Who?
Some are flying the CRJs like Piedmont, PSA. I don't
Yeah,
think any of them
Piedmont.
have the E-Jet.
Yeah,
Uh,
Piedmont. Yeah, you're right.
GoJet, I think, is all CRJ. Um, I'm pretty sure Commute Air is all CRJ. I mean, they do
Yeah.
fit them little planes into really small airports. I mean, they're pretty versatile. They're just not loved by the public for obvious reasons. If you've ever flown on one,
I've flown on one and I've flown them. So yeah. I know Envoy gave all their 145s ERJs to Piedmont, and
mm,
then all the CRJs went to PSA, and then Envoy became the 175 fleet. And let's see here, Envoy. Let's see what they're doing on, but they seem like you're just continually growing and growing. I get you're probably saying that those guys are sitting reserve. Is that what you're saying? A lot.
I don't know if there's. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how many hours they're getting.
Okay. It's a good. It's probably the best option if you're trying to get to American, though. I will say that. Oh, so this we're talking about long call reserve. Get at least 12 hours notice before you. Okay, 12 hours. Okay, minimum of 12 days off. Oh wow, 100% deadhead pay. 150% holiday pay. Dude, this is new. When I was there, you don't get paid holiday pay. Holiday pay. That's so. You know what deadhead is? You know what that is? Deadhead pay.
Getting paid to travel, right?
Yeah. So obviously you get paid your minimum guarantee a month. It only matters if you exceed your guarantee. But deadhead was considered half of that. It used to be like if you're deadhead, which means that the company needs to um, move you to somewhere or place you some location, um, so you can do a flight. So, for example, they'll put you on an American airline flight from Phoenix to Dallas, so you can pick up a plane in Dallas to fly somewhere else. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense? Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
commercial flight the company provide, and it's because you're not doing the flight, you're sitting down as a passenger. Generally, it's like 50%, but now it's 100%, right? Holiday pay. I mean, the airline never cared about holidays, right? Because you're an airline pilot, but now it's a thing apparently.
Yeah,
Or
I
they
didn't
pay
know
out,
about that.
huh?
I didn't know about that either. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, they pay out sick time, which is they give you 250-hour sick time bank payout. That's amazing. Most companies don't pay out sick time. All these benefits, man.
That's not too shabby.
It's not too shabby. I'm not lying. You get profit sharing from American Airline. And Envoy operates about 750 flights. Okay. What up, benefit? New captain pay as first officer. What does that even mean? Captain pay as first officer receive captain hourly rates at 750 hours while you fly as a first officer. What does that even mean?
They're paying first officers as captains,
Yeah. Why? What are they paying captain as?
the same as first officers. Yeah, I don't know. That's not very clear. Because if you're not making more as a captain, why would you want to be a captain?
Exactly. It's not bad. The regionals, they're looking like majors now, right? You know, back in the day, regional, you couldn't even freaking you're based on field stamp. All these
Yeah,
benefits, high pay.
$19 an hour.
Yeah. But I think if you wanna go to I think that's the best option if American is your clear path, Envoy is probably the best option, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's yeah, because you flow and you're in your scheme and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I think that's one way. I mean, if you could do that United Aviate program, if you fly for an airline that allows you to participate in that, I mean, that's also a road to United. That's pretty clear on how it's going to go. You're going to fly as the first officer for one of their regionals. You're going to fly as a captain for one of their regionals. But once you hit an hour threshold, you get to walk first officer on United. So
oh,
same basic thing, unlike the flows for American, where you only have a hunch of when you might flow, right? And it's several years. So I don't know. I don't know how the two compare, to be honest, but it'd be an interesting factoid to learn.
yeah, yeah, interesting. Why would you go to SkyWest though?
I wouldn't go to SkyWest for anything. From what I hear, their contracts are a little crazy as well. Like you'll have to look it up yourself, folks, to get the true um, dirt on it. But I've heard rumors that their training contracts are if you quit within like a year or more, you have to pay back your training. So yeah, that right there is well, I ain't gonna, I'm not signing that.
Yeah,
I ain't signing anything where I have to be at your airline for X amount of time.
yeah. As a regional, it's just I don't get that company, man. Yeah,
Yeah, plenty of pilots are doing it too. So if If pilots keep signing up to do it and you accept it, then that's what we're going to get.
Yeah, pilots or we're definitely our own worst enemies, man. I see it all the time.
And we get the
Um,
same thing with flight instruction as well. You see these guys and gals out there. Not too many gals are doing this because they're smarter than us, but you see them out there just offering free flight instruction just so they can get time. It's like, really, you did all that work and put all that effort into CFI so you could just go work for free? Are you nuts? And a lot of people give them hassle for that. In my opinion, you get to do what you want. If that's what you want to do, that's what you get to do. But it's stupid,
yeah,
honestly, right? I mean, would you work for free ever?
yeah,
So, but luckily, SkyWest, it, it's there if you want it, but there's plenty of other airlines to go to if you don't want to sign those crazy contracts.
yeah. I got commute here, Horizon here. What was that? Let's see. Got Piedmont, PSA. Yeah. Anyways, interesting. Uh, I thought all those guys at Mesa were gonna be losing their job, but Mesa always find a way.
Yeah, they're like the cockroach.
They always find a way, man. I gotta be impressed. Tell you what.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
have to imagine Mesa's probably been around longer than all of them, right?
Uh, let's see.
No, 1980.
Yeah,
So Republic's longer than that.
yeah, yeah. Republic's 1974. So
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I was talking Mesa before is because I'm interested in the United Aviate program. Because again, I can participate where I work as of now. Um, but I think the other airlines are just Commute Air and GoJet. And as previously discussed, I would like to avoid the CRJ if all possible.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. We'll talk about like 2025. I think because last year, if you had a breath, a heartbeat, these regionals just fucking sucking you in like nothing. But like
Yeah.
I'm saying, I think the pendulum is going opposite direction now. They can start going back to the original hiring process. I think. Um,
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I think it's totally leveled out to like pre-pandemic era. So they're still hiring, but you need to be worth your weight. You
yeah,
can't just be
yeah.
some bum with.
It says, let's see, all these airlines are hiring still. The regionals, at least. Um, Republic is hiring. It seems Envoy's hiring. It seems like they're hiring, but I guess what the good thing is. I guess it's time, probably some time to talk about like what the minimums are, huh? Like, what do you need? I don't even know what you need nowadays.
Well, I mean, we just
You know?
looked at them, right? I had the 1,500 hours, 1,000 hours RATP or 1,200 hours RATP. Military guys could be 750 RATP, and now that's going to come with also cross country minimums, nighttime minimums.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, you can get all within that 1,500 hours if you're building all the way to that. Um,
Yeah,
but it's not going to be just what's listed on the websites anymore. These airlines are getting thousands of applications a day, so
really.
you need to do something now. Like, your heartbeat isn't going to get you in the door anymore. So anybody who doesn't think that a 141 program has an advantage over 61, you're wrong. If anybody has a hunch that a 4-year degree isn't going to get you farther than the guy without, you're wrong. And if you think you have 25 multi-engine hours and you're going to go up against somebody with 200 hours of multi-engine time, you're wrong. So now's the time that you got to start working to stand up once again, or stand out rather. And you got to go a little above and beyond if you want to apply for Envoy. They're not offering all those benefits in that pay package because they just want some schlum that's got 1,200 hours of safety pilot time, right? So They're looking for somebody who knows their stuff, and teaching it proves you know your stuff. So, get your CFI, get your double I, get your MEI if you can, get your 4-year degree if you can, or a 4-year degree. Pick the best school. It does help. So, there's my 2 cents as far as minimums go. The fifteen
Yeah.
hundred hours not it's not going to get you in the door. I work at what I would consider a top-notch school, and we have instructors right now with 2,000 plus hours that aren't getting callbacks. So they're definitely being choosy on who they're taking.
Looking at the Envoy, it says pilot minimums, FAA ATP minimums, or are ATP minimums, most of the commercial multi with instruments. Yeah, so you're right. I mean, even though it doesn't say some of that stuff, they're probably gonna be. If you do have it, they're probably gonna pick the guy that actually does have it. The degree and all that stuff, and the Part 141 and all that stuff. Compared to someone who does not, kind of thing, on your
Right.
resume.
And it's your experience too. Like you just going off and putzing around your local area for 1,500 hours, that's not going to give you a whole lot to talk about in an interview. Some of these guys that do a lot of cross country time building, that's a little different. But I'd say you're teaching, you're doing CFI, or if you can afford to land and you have the opportunity to land a cargo job or some kind of Part 91 gig, obviously that's going to help you out a lot. Which is funny because we were talking before the show started about some of these guys who fly cargo so they can get into like FedEx or UPS, so they'll fly for some of the small cargo carriers, and they do some of the hardest flying there is out there. Single pilot, instrument conditions, snow, rain, round thunderstorms. It's insane. Now those guys, I deserve a seat at the table when it comes to interviews at the airlines.
Yeah, it's interesting though. What the airlines look for. This is why Part 141 flight training, and then also staying. I know a lot of times people consider doing this random, diverse collection of flight time,
Mm-hmm.
but the airlines do look where those flight times come from because it does. What is that? What is that word? The way you learn the first time is the way you always do it. What is that? Primacy.
Privacy, yeah.
Primacy does show in your flight skills. So it's funny on the 175 they don't want some freaking guy that always want to grab the yoke and turn all the pilot off and hand fly because your
Right.
skill is good. And the thing is, you see it often. A lot of these guys are very skilled pilots, right? They have good hand flying skills, but it's not just about hand flying skills. It's about managing the aircraft
Mm-hmm.
system, understanding the instruments, you know, managing the panel and all that stuff. And if you can't do that, which is why, and then also understanding that there's the CRM and all that stuff, and following the procedure. So, for example,
Okay.
if you're flying and autopilot's off, all right, you shouldn't be pushing in the buttons. You must understand that, even though you probably can do it, even though you're capable of doing it. Does that make sense? You must understand that the other guy next to you. But anyways, but I've seen it. I've seen it here as well too, where I work, where these guys are just skilled pilots, and then but it's actually a disadvantage for them. It's weird. You know.
That's the procedure and flows too, like you touched on. Coming out of 141, it's usually almost they're all built like an airline. You have your procedures, you have your flows, and you're expected to follow those flows and those procedures. Call outs, things of that nature, where you can transfer those skills, and it is a skill to the airlines. 'Cause I would say that's a major part of what they're looking for is we're going to give you this book to study before you start our class, have it memorized, and this is how you're going to fly our airplanes.
Yeah.
And for somebody at 141 that's been doing it since day one, no problem.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully, no problem. I have some students. Sometimes I question if are they going to get this. Yeah.
I'll show you. Have you ever been in the airline pilot apps? You know what that is?
Yes. Yeah. I started to fill out information on there, and it seems never ending. I hate it, and I hate it.
Well, you're smart. Excuse me. You're smart. You're smart because you started. You're not waiting until you've gotten the call, or you're not waiting until it's time to apply to start adding stuff to it. Right. So, um,
There's not a lot there yet because I hate it, and I stopped.
yeah, I would. Let's see if I can go to. I would recommend you start doing that
And
now.
I think you have to pay for it as well, don't you?
Yeah. You,
Yeah.
I think there's a. I'm not sure if the free allows you to get because I think it's a free and it allows you to select one airline to send it to, and then in order to send it to multiple airlines, you need to subscribe
Mhm.
to the platform.
Right. Right.
Oh, Delta's on here. I'm surprised. So you got Delta, Amerijet, PSA, Frontier. Who's this airline? Who's freaking Avelo? Where did they come from?
Yeah. They're new. I've heard of them. I don't know anything about them.
It's so convenient.
They're just one of those
Recently,
pop-up ones. I have a feeling they'll be gone within, you know, 10 years. Yeah, every now and then we get these weird airlines that pop up, and then after 5, 6 years they go bankrupt.
yeah. There's a
Let's
lot of
put it this
airlines.
way: if it was easy to start an airline, there would be a heck of a lot more of them.
Yeah, yeah. The market's not there. Like, who are they going to serve? You know, it's like I mean, and
Yeah,
then
son.
as soon as you start making money, American Airline goes, "Oh, okay."
Right.
You know, let's
I'll
just put an
sneak in
airport
there.
over there.
Yeah,
You know,
can't fit it. We got 200 CRJs.
yeah. Um. So yeah. So I think, like you said, I think there might be a free subscription. It allows you to submit to one airline, but if you have the full subscription, it allows you to submit to all the airlines at the same time, so they can view your application depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Republic, Mesa, Envoy. You can select what you want, and then each airline have a specific requirement, uh, as well as the minimum obligation that they require. Um, there's a lot of airlines on here actually. American Airline, you got to do it. You got to go through your own process. But I wonder what the majors are looking for nowadays. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that I actually don't know.
Really, I'm curious.
Yeah, uh, that's a lot out of my realm.
Yeah,
It's funny that PSA was on there, but American isn't. So you have PSA on there, Envoy,
from Piedmont.
but it's all under American Group.
Yeah, American. You actually go through their. It's American Airline. They've always had their own application process. Under you go through their process, your website, you fill it out. It's a lot simpler too. And United used to be on um, American Airline. Was it airline apps? And they moved and went to their own platform as well. I'm actually surprised Delta is on there. They're so fancy.
Yeah, right. I think the
Yeah.
reason why I started doing mine was way back when I was going to try to join the cadet program for Envoy.
Got you. I recommend you start going through it. What are you worried about? What's not worried about, but what's the where you're at right now? What's the part that you're at?
I have no
Howard?
idea. I have no
Okay.
idea. I'd have to log on and look. It's been years.
Yeah, go through it and do it neatly and
I think
clean.
I was still filling out the 10 year.
Oh, that's
Like
the
they
part.
want like 10. Oh God, it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They want like a 10 year for your jobs. Although now I've had consistent same jobs for 10 years. That's not that bad now. Um, but don't they want like 10 years of addresses or something along those lines?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. And
they want
school,
all kinds of crazy
education, all that
stuff. That's
stuff.
so hard to go track down when you're our age. You know, I've lived in
Yeah.
many places. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
but you're
annoying.
right. I need to get in there. I haven't even really thought about that. And yeah, I should probably get in there and start now. Dedicate a few hours a weekend.
It's almost not even worth the time looking at. Let's see what is this? It's almost not even worth the time looking at the majors and what they require. Because if you had the regional, you have all that stuff. You know, and you're not gonna get to American unless you go to the regional. Unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I
Oh, I
mean,
mean, I
a lot
guess
of people are
that's what
talking.
I meant.
A lot of people are saying with the flow programs lately that you'll actually get to a major if you apply for another airline. So like people who start off in one regional and just apply straight up at like an American or United will typically get hired faster than the person who's waiting for a flow date.
Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. From where? From like a part 135, or from where? Where are they coming from?
Like if you had somebody
Military.
at Envoy and you had somebody at Republic, say,
Yeah.
and the person at Envoy is waiting for flow, the person at Republic, if all things are equal, can apply outside of that cadet program or that flow program and get hired. Whereas the person waiting to flow could still have another year or two for that flow list.
The Republic's are regional. That's, that's what I.
Well, that's yeah, but they're not part of that flow program, I don't believe.
No, I'm not saying you need to be part of the flow. I'm saying you have to. The best way to get to a major is just through a regional. It doesn't matter which one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that too. By the way, I think your chances are higher if you just apply versus sitting around waiting for the flow. Especially if you're from a different non-subsidiary, because I think they want to keep their subsidiary pilots in the in the sequence so they don't lose pilots.
Right, right.
Um, so
Yeah, no
yeah,
one's gonna want to just let you go.
yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah,
that's
man.
why I'm interested to see how the United Aviate thing works out. But um, because if it's a faster flow, those regionals are going to be moving pilots out faster.
Try not to tap because you can hear it on the.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can hear it on
I get all excited.
the. Oh yeah, I mean it's good. Um, you see about what? You're halfway there. You're about $700 or something like that.
Yeah, about halfway there.
Yeah, but stick with it,
For
man. You'll be there pretty soon. And this time industry, they're acting like they're. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's like I think it's been the worst time for freaking consistency in this freaking industry for like the last decade. It's just up and down and up and down. You furloughed, you're hired, you
I
need
know, right?
demand. There's no fucking constant. There's nothing, you know. Um.
You get a
So
$100,000 bonus to sign on, and a year later you're furloughed.
how does that make any sense?
It doesn't make any sense. And then
Somebody's not. This is not. Somebody's doing something wrong. What kind of? It doesn't make any sense, right? That's
that's
not a.
that's how it's always been. That's why, like you nailed it. Like this is just the rockiest career there is out there.
Yeah.
Because you blink
Well,
your eye, and things change.
well. Look at this though. I'm gonna show you something. I think it's pretty interesting. And this is how they get flight students, by the way. This is why they get all these students jumping online. I want to be a pilot, but look at this. Look how pretty this looks, right? This is look at this.
It's easy,
Look how pretty. Well, look at this. How
just
much
like
does
that.
a commercial airline pilot make? Established airline pilots are paid very well, with an annual earning of senior captains around 450,000. Some pilots are expected $10 million career and total earning. I was like,
Okay. If you
what?
start when you're like 22,
But I mean, this is definitely. I mean, so I wonder what the number of pilots are making this kind of money.
right?
I'll
That
say if
can't
you're
be
a
that
senior,
many. Very
um,
senior.
yeah, senior. Let's go to the pay scale for American because it's generally the same for everybody. So
If you're
if you're
lucky, that
UP,
would last like 3 or 4 years of your career. If you started when you're like in your 20s, so you got your first airline job in your 20s, you had like 30 years at that major airline.
to make it tens of millions, you're saying, or the 450?
Well,
Because the
both.
airline they cap, like there's a 12-year cap, I think, for most airline where that's what you make forever, right? Once you get your 12-year mark, that's it. You're not making any more, but it's a lot, you know. And it depends on obviously it depends on type. So if you're in a triple
Right.
seven senior captain, you're making good money. Depending
Right.
on how often you fly. So let's look at the numbers here. Where's the airline policy intros? Let's look at.
Yeah. If you're flying a lot at that point in your career, I bet you could touch 400. But how many
Yeah.
guys actually fly that much at that point? They're sitting back taking the minimums, flying as little as they can. Let's be honest.
Well, there's guys here at this airline. Uh, that's around the 330 range.
That's not bad. I'll take that. I mean, the government's going to take the rest anyways.
Exactly. Let's see here. Oh, I can't even read this. Pay note. I can't read that.
What can
A380.
you're not showing it.
Oh, hold on here. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can. You probably won't be able to see it on the thing anyway. Let's see. Hold on. It's very small. I'm surprised that it's so damn small. So this is the pay for American. Shit, where'd it go? Oh, I'm on it. I was looking for. So this is American. Let's see. Can I zoom? Yeah, you can zoom in. So they have a 380 on here. I don't know why they don't
Yeah,
fly a
that's weird.
380. Yeah, 747s
Or
as well.
74.
I don't even think they have 777. They do have 777s still.
Yeah, 777 and 787s, their biggest.
You get rid of them. So you're making 447 is your 12-year mark an hour. So
Just do the guarantee.
yeah, what's the guarantee?
Probably 75 hours, I'd imagine. Oh, you could use that. So I'll do
Yeah,
the math
5 hours.
here.
Yeah, that's what it
So
is. Yeah.
what was the hours?
On the triple seven, which is
777.
very likely, 447.24.
All right. So with a guarantee of just 75 hours a month,
Mm-hmm.
and we all know that you can fly more than that.
Mm-hmm.
That's 33,543 a month. That's not too shabby.
Yeah,
So 1 year, that's 402,000.
and that's a guarantee. So that's not even you don't have to fly to get that. You see home
Yeah.
and get that. Yeah.
And then they have obviously all the extra trip pay and
Per diem.
per diem, which they always say don't count as part of your salary. I'll
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and count it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like different times, different flights, premium pays, holiday pays if they have it. So
Mm-hmm.
you could well exceed that 400 if you were hustling.
100%. So shit. This number is actually correct. If you're established.
If you could get there. Because I have one other thing, if I could share the screen for a moment.
Yeah. There you
go. Let me see here. That's all depending on if you don't. Is it sharing?
Oh, hold on, crap. Yeah.
Lose that. If you lose that, your medical certificate, that all goes out the window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the important factor.
This particular picture right here serves a very important point.
So you're right, actually. You're right about you're so right when it comes to if you start at a very young age, you get to that point, because most guys are doing this at a very old age. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
And if you lose that certificate right when you're starting off, all you're doing is paying back your student loans for all that flight time, right? So there's that number is well earned if you can make it that far, and everything in between though. I mean, you're not you're not doing too shabby once you get to the majors, no matter who you are.
Yeah, go back to the most guys are. So we go to let's see here. Most guys are on the Airbus over there at American, right, doing
I'd
domestic stuff.
imagine
So if
seven
you
three
go back to
seven.
that, yes, I think I'm more, 7.3s. They're more on the 321s. I think I have most of those in the 7.3s. Yeah,
That's fine. They don't
which
have
is the same pay
A350s
rate.
either.
It's all the same pay rate. So those guys are making captains. Same thing guaranteed. So 360 times 75
So
times 12. Yeah, 324. So I wonder how much. What do you get taxed at? What 30% times 0.3 minus 324.
yeah,
So they bring home about 226. That's not that. I mean, bring it home. I brought home more than that as an FO. But I mean, that's
yeah.
still good. That's still good money, right?
And I bet you if you're flying those Airbuses too, you're flying way more than the guarantee.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
if you
You could
want to.
drop trips. You drop trip, pick up trip. Some of these trips, like when you bid the American airline, like some of them will have a 80-hour guarantee, a 90-hour guarantee on there, right? Based on time, even though you don't fly that much, for some reason they do. So you can still have opportunity to make more, you know. So definitely, 100%.
Yeah, it's what everybody's working for. Uh, yeah, it's scary though if you don't get that far, put all this time, effort, and money into it, and you don't get to see any of that. So all you student pilots out there, make sure you know what you're getting into, and be ready for the roller coaster ride of the furloughs,
Yeah, man.
and read those training contracts. Because you don't want to have your own debt and then still have to pay back another 30 grand because you failed out of your initial training.
That's crazy. They're doing that stuff. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so if you go to SkyWest, don't fail. You better bring your A game.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, I mean, I think it's a good overview of the industry. Um, I think this will be the last episode we'll do without a guest. Well, I should be able to bring in a bunch of guests starting from today. We'll do our first guest, and then we're gonna go live. So, um, we'll decide how we'll do the live. I could probably go live on my channel, Captain Logs channel, on Facebook, and then YouTube, Instagram, and you can probably share it on your Facebook page so that people can click on it and watch it. Well, we'll probably do it after the next episode. Well, might as well just get into it. Well, this was a good episode, I think. All right, we're out. Peace.